How do you lead yourself when nobody is watching? Bad leadership destroys everything. Businesses, people, even the families. A good leadership can change the humanity. The problem is people do not understand leadership. They confuse loudness with strength, control with respect. But after decades in business, I learned one thing. There are very specific type of leaders. And once you recognize them, you will never look at the leadership the same way again. Quick question. Think about your best boss. Got it? Now think about your worst boss. I bet any money that the difference between both of them was not intelligence. It was not even about how much they knew about the job. It was how they led. And here's the one thing that no one tells you. The way they led you says all about themselves more than it tells you about the job. So today we're going to figure out something kind of personal. Not what makes a great leader. That is an episode for later time. Today we're going to figure out what kind of a leader are you. Whether you run a company, a team of two, a kitchen, school, or a household where nobody changes the toilet roll. You are a leader. You are leading somebody. And most of us have a default system. So now let's walk through all of them. And as I go, I want you to be honest with yourself and notice the one where you go, oh, that's me. No judgment. So let's start with the 4 core defaults. These are recognizable because chances are that you had a boss who had one of these 4 defaults. There is motivational leader, the inspiration one, the one who's always inspiring people. They walk into a flat room and by the time they're finished, everybody wants to climb the mountains. Now, here's the problem with that many times people are so wound up that they forget what the total plan was. The hands-off leader. Here's the goal, go figure it out. These are the ones who basically let you do everything on your own. They tell you what the job is, they tell you what the plan is, they tell you what the goal is, and then they leave you alone. Now, that is an amazing thing for a person who knows what they're doing, but it could be very difficult for somebody who has no clue or who has just started the job. Then you have the pushy one, who's always on your back, who's always correcting you, who's always trying to fix things, who's always trying to push you. But let me come to their rescue. You do want somebody barking at you when the house is on fire. But the problem is they're always barking even when the house is not on the fire. Then there's the cooperative leader. The cooperative leader, always trying to help you, always trying to find solutions for you, always getting the credit to you and taking blame for themselves. They are the ones who are always helping you, pushing you forward, doing things for you. But here's the problem. Making decisions could be very slow because they are always with you. They're always trying to cooperate. They're always trying to work with you. While they're doing this, nobody's making the decisions. So these are the 4 core defaults of leaders. These are the people who lead you in different ways. But there are more. And let's see if that works out, because those are a little different than the 4 core that we talked about. Let's see if we can identify yourself in there. There is the servant leader. They may be the leaders, but they're always doing things for you. They're always trying to do everything for you, whereby you are not even making any decisions. They are there to serve you. They think that by just being your servant, they think by just doing your job, it makes it easier. They take all the blame and they give you all the credit. But really, at the end of the day, you haven't accomplished anything, and you have to start thinking about yourself as to how are you going to work in that particular project, because the servant leader is doing everything for you. Then there's the coaching leader. Now, they are less interested in what's going on day-to-day basis. They just want to coach you to get to a certain point, which is a wonderful thing, but it has its own shortcomings, because what they're doing is they're coaching you while the work is not getting done. Then there's the pace setters. Just follow me. See what I'm doing and you will learn. Just keep on following me and you will learn by yourself. I'll keep the pace. I'll keep on doing it. Just follow me. Now, that has certain advantages, but again, you are not learning. You are not getting. You hope that within few years you will learn something, but then this becomes a problem. The visionary, they set the destination, they tell you the reason, they give you the goals, and then they want you to go and do what you need to do. Now, there's nothing wrong with that, but then again, they don't tell you what needs to be done. So then we have somebody who leads by the book. Nothing can change. Nothing will change. This is what the rules are. This is how we are going to do things. Doesn't matter the circumstances. They are by the book. So here's what I wanted to tell you about all of these 7 or 8 that we went through one by one. Is that they're all good and they all have their own shortcomings. But the most important thing is to be a situational leader, meaning every situation, every circumstance is different, and that requires one of those 7, one of those 8 leaders to show up, and that becomes very important. That is the one that is required to see if you are going to lead, if you're going to help, and if you're going to be successful, or you are just lacking because your default is just one. And if you have that one particular default, then it becomes very difficult to go forward as a leader, because then all you're doing is doing the same way, and each way has certain shortcomings. So the goal is never to be stuck with one default system. The goal is really to be completely understand what is available to us, what are the kind of leaderships that are available to us, and then try to match each with its own situation. For instance, if you are working with somebody who already has worked for 2 years in the same job, who understands what's going on, it is easier to let go and give them certain guidelines and then let it go. But then for somebody who's just starting, you may need to be the pushy one. You may need to be the pace setter. So it all depends on where you want to go. Now, we will talk more about the leadership going forward, but this is the basics. These are the basics of what the leadership is all about. What are you going to do in a circumstance? So, leadership, one thing, leadership styles, another thing, and the circumstances are the other thing. So you have to understand to put everything together. And I hope that resonates with you. And if it does, please send it to somebody who needs it. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm Aslam Khatri. Till next time, wishing you all the best. Goodbye.